Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Knife Chats with Tobias. Well, last week it was Bear Son toothpicks. This week it's Bear Son Barlows, and actually got 3 Barlows that have been made by Bear Son. Technically, one of them is not a Bear Son Barlow. It is actually a Colonel Coon, but it was made by Bear Son. And this one here, kind of a funny story. I posted on SMKW Army that I would like Rough Rider to come out with a Barlow that had a cap lifter screwdriver for his secondary blade. And somebody posted almost immediately, "You mean like the Bear Son Barlow that just came out and is featured on the back of the SMKW catalog?" A little foolish feeling after that, because I had not realized that Bear Son had come out with one, because through no fault of my own, the Smoky Mountain Knife Works catalog never comes to my house anymore, so I never see it. I'd love to get it, but I never get it. And any case, I went to the catalog, I looked at it, and there it was. And you see here is the ASB 2810 Amber Beer-Tender, and this is exclusive to Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I know it was sold out. I'm not sure if they're getting some more in or not. But man, this is the box. Who cares? Here's the knife. I'll look at these two in just a second. Let's get this out of the way first. This is really a beautiful knife. This is the Amber Smooth Bone that they're talking about. As you can tell here, stainless steel back springs and spacers and liners. However, a nickel silver bolster, and it's got a little beer tap there for the shield, which is really cool. You see the little sprig of wheat there, and then the little beer tap there. That was really cool. And then you've got the blade that makes it the Beer-Tender, which is this blade here, and we'll talk a little bit more about this in a minute. You know what? Let me go grab the beer so we can see if it'll actually pop it open.
This brewski provided by Skip the Show's Volcano Club, a proud sponsor of Knife Chats with Tobias. Drop on by for a cold one whenever you get a chance. Don't forget, Skip the Show's Volcano Club also brings you Fun Knife Friday every Friday.
Okay, here's the beer. It's India Pale Ale. I believe Skip bought it because it's got a little ring-eyed doggy on there. Kind of reminds him of the Little Rascals. See there? And, well, let's see if it pops it. How well it fits. Well, it goes right on. Works perfectly, so you definitely got a bottle opener with this one. No fussing or fighting with this one. It just goes right in there and pops the beer open. Let's get back to the rest of the review. Okay, so what we got is a really useful bottle opener, but a very funky looking blade. Now, at first, I thought maybe this is like a Phillips driver or something, but this is a number 2 Phillips screwdriver head, probably the most common screw you're going to run into, and this will not fit in there. So it is not going to be something that could turn a Phillips screw. I suppose if you were to file both sides of it, you could get it to do that. But at the same time, you could also cut off the tip here and file both sides and turn it into a nice flathead screwdriver. But for some reason, that was not done. What I do think is this was some kind of blade blank that Bear Son uses for some type of blade on some knife. I don't know what, but they just did not bother to put an edge on it, and they instead cut out a slot for a cap lifter. And really all they do is call it a cap lifter. So the rest of it is kind of a mystery to me. I'm not sure what else you could use or do with this blade. It's not a screwdriver though, I'll tell you that. It is a little pointy, but It's not sharp at all. Good half stop going on with it. And then you have the main blade. The main blade has a pull that's around a 7 on this. I suspect it will loosen up over time. And it has the Beer-Tender blade edge going on there. Now, I'm not 100% sure who did the blade edge on there. It does look similar to the kind of work that Brian Wilhoit does. I have not bothered to ask who did it or anything yet. Maybe someone out there knows, or I will try and find out in the future. And then you have Bear Son and the logo there, made in USA. Don't see any stars or anything on here, but we do know that this is a brand new knife from Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and it is a Smoky Mountain Knife Works exclusive, so it was definitely released in 2023. Yeah, nothing on there either. Okay, really good tolerances going all around here. Looks like a little bit of a gap there, but it isn't really. It's actually that the bolster is slightly more proud than the spacer or the liner and the backspring. The liner and backspring are even, but the bolster is just ever so slightly proud there. Not a major problem. The transition from the bolster to the bone is almost flawless. There's absolutely no gapping. The only way you can really feel any difference is the fact that one is, nickel silver, the other is bone, so the bone is slightly warmer and feel. But you can see there's no gapping going on. Pins are very flush. It looks really good. Got some good coloring in the bone too. I like the coloring on the amber smooth bone. The front side looks a little bit better than the back side. You can kind of see that there. You can see some scratching going on in the bone there, but it still looks really good. And then the etch of the beer tap into the bolster is done really well. It's very clean and just looks really great. I really like that. You got the squared off bolster too, which is the bolsters I prefer. I like this squared off bolster much more than the bolsters you see on the Rough Riders, the rounded bolsters on Rough Riders and such. As you can see also, you've got long pulls on both blades, which is pretty cool too. So that's a nice little touch, the French pull or the long pull on both blades. Now the pull on the cap lifter or the bottle opener, whichever you want to call it, is lighter than you have on the main blade. The main blade, or at least on mine, the clip blade on the main, or the clip blade here, has a pull that's probably around a 7 or an 8. I have a feeling that will probably work itself in. Bear Son knives have a tendency to work themselves in over time. And that is probably one of my biggest complaints about Bear Son knives. They say that they use some kind of the construction method is something called like a flat pancake style of construction. And so the washers, there are no washers, but the liners act as the washers, and they basically just have to wear in, and it takes a little time for that to happen. And so the pull on this is a little difficult. Other people have commented that it's a little hard to get to the back blade, which is the main blade. I have no problem, but I can see if a person has a bigger hand, they might have more issues with it. The front blade, I think I mentioned before, this is more right in the mid-range. This is like somewhere around a 5 on the bottle opener. You can see here the drop of the blade. This favors the backside a little bit. This one drops down the middle. I don't think there's anywhere else for it to drop because of just how thick it is. But the clip blade definitely, while it is not hitting the back liner, it is favoring it. It's going more towards that than right down the center. The only thing I think that would have made this a little bit better is if they would have used brass liners instead of stainless steel liners. Now, with that said, let's look at the other two knives and compare it to this one. Now, both of these knives have been shown on the channel in the past. This one is the Colonel Coon Barlow, and you can see it is almost identical to a Bear Son. These were made by Bear Son. These were the later ones that were made. And this Smoky Mountain Knife Works is the house brand for Colonel Coon. Originally, Colonel Coon knives were being made by Queen Cutlery. These, however, were made later, and they were made by Bear Son. And I had commented, if you're wondering what a Rough Rider would be like if it were made in the USA, I said, this is what it would be like. And this one, that's a really tight blade on there, but not bad. And you see no wobbles going on or anything else. And you see the straight pulls on there. This blade, this one is lighter, has a lighter pull than the pin blade on this one. But again, no wobble or anything. And you see here that it is all stainless steel. Now, the Colonel Coon uses 420 HC stainless steel. I believe I read that these are using 440 stainless steel. If not, I'll correct myself in the right down here somewhere. This is my very first Bear Son, which I bought back around 2007 or 2008. This one is broken in. Blade has ever so slight wobble, same wobble it had when I first got it. Blades open much smoother because I've used it quite a bit more than I have used this one. This one also has brass liners, so they went a little less on here, and I'm not sure if that is typical of Bear Son or not. I don't know if they use stainless steel for their liners, or if it's just because this was an SMKW exclusive. So I've got to find out a little bit more about that. You know what I did not do? I did not check. Oh, that is tight. The walk and talk is not the world's greatest, but once that blade is open, it is snug as a bug in a rug. You're not talking about any kind of wobble. This has a little bit of a bounce here, but nothing dramatic, and well, it's a bottle opener. The main blade, no, that's not budging. So all in all, very good. And you got a nice blade edge there. Don't like the blade edge, try and rub it off, I guess, but I like that blade edge, and it's part of what makes the Beer-Tender the Beer-Tender. Like I said, these were a Smoky Mountain Knife Works exclusive. I'm not sure if they are back in stock yet or not, but they're pretty cool, and I'm really happy to have it, and the bottle opener works. So there you have it. There's my 3 Bear Son Barlows. Did 2 Bear Son toothpicks. Maybe I'll have to break out a Bear Son that I only have 1 of, and then maybe do I have something that I have 4 of or 5 of? I'll take a look around. In any case, here's my Bear Son Barlows. Very good chance that I'll be picking up another Bear Son Barlow pretty soon. I think these are really well made. The walk and talk could definitely be better. The walk and talk is definitely not up to case standards, but every other aspect of the knives, in my opinion, is right up there with case, with the exception of the walk and talk. The blades just do not open and close nearly as smoothly as they should. But if that's not a big deal for you, and if you also understand that over time the action will improve, it's just not going to be great right out of the box, maybe Bear Son is a good alternative for you if you're looking for a USA made knife. In any case, with that said, like I said, stick around for some slides, and I'll talk to you again soon. let me take just a second to thank you once again for dropping by and spending a few minutes here at Knife Chats with Tobias. I really do appreciate it, and I do appreciate any comments that you leave. So please remember to give me that thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you'll know when the next episode is up and running. Thanks again for dropping by. Really do appreciate your time here.